Hi, this is Nick George with Clouds Diamond Sharpening, just with a little trimmer repair demonstration. Okay, don't freak out. Okay, without the blade, see, without the blade, because they're vibrating. So if you send me without the blade, this person sent the blade. I just took them off because I sharpened them. If you send them without the blade, it's hard for me to test them. So please send them with a blade, because depending on a new or old blade is how high this tension has to be. And I could tell this was dropped because this is going on top of the housing, and then I could see they took off the hair guard because it isn't broken. They took it off because it was hitting. See? So see how it goes over the housing. So with a blade on this, it probably runs real horrible. So I'm going to try to fix all three of these without the blades on them, and I'm going to put the blades on at the end of the video, and hopefully they work, or it's going to be real embarrassing. So make sure they're unplugged. Just go ahead and turn it on there. Okay. So what happens when it drops? What happens when you drop these? These usually go up into the case, and then this actually comes forward. So what I do is I'll take a screwdriver and a hammer and make sure it goes down in that insert correctly. That's the first thing you want to do, because when they drop, this is separate from the case. It's just bolted into the case. Okay, so it went down a little bit. Still not good enough. So I'm gonna take my I call them my duckbill platypus pliers. I guess they're channel locks. I don't know what they call them. Anyway, so I set it at the right distance here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to back off this housing just a little bit, because it got bent when it dropped. It must have hit the blade. So just bend them down just a little bit. Don't do this if you're not comfortable or you don't know what you're doing, because there will be adjustments after this. So there's that. And I'm going to go ahead and move this down a little bit because it's hitting the case. Alright, so now without a blade, or with a blade, I'll put it back together here. Here's the blade. I like to sharpen the blades when I service them, because if there's any corrosion on the blade, it's not going to move 100%, so why even fix your clipper? It's sort of pointless too. And I move them all the way down to the bottom setting. Sometimes you can move them up so you don't have to take it apart to tighten the tension. I don't know if that made any sense, but I put them all the way down because they just look better, and they hit pretty good. You want this in about the middle of the blade, so that's a little bit tight, so I'm gonna go ahead and just loosen that a little bit. And that's very good. See? So it's almost right in the middle. That's where you want it. The blade's all the way down. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the case on, because it could hit metal and arc and kill you, or kill somebody else, or hurt you real bad. See? So these posts right here, I know it doesn't look very safe, but they got insulators here. So now you can look down in there and it's not hitting the thing. I'm gonna have to move this up a little bit because there's a little bit of gap. So these are adjustable, so that's a good thing. So that's moving a lot. The noise is because I don't have the housing bolted together. Let me bolt this housing down so I don't look like I'm just putting stuff together. I'm not fixing it. There we go, the blade's a little bit sideways, so we're gonna go ahead and move that on over a little bit. Well, that's right in the middle. A lot of power. A lot of cutting. Don't make me bust out the beard, I'll shave it off. No, I won't. Okay, there's one down. Go ahead and take this blade off so I can use it, because he only sent 2 blades. One of his blades was bad. I think someone sharpened it wrong, because I couldn't re-sharpen it. It was ground away from on the surface, so there wasn't no flat surface. You can't have a blade to cut if there's no running surface. Alright, so I'll just go ahead and put this on there. We'll set that aside. That one's done. Okay, so you could see that is right there. I could feel it. They're flat together. So that's why you took the hair guard off. Okay, so the tension's already tight, so I'm gonna have to take the blade back off. I'm gonna have to bend these down a little bit. But first, you take it and you hit it and make sure that insert's in there. So he already backed off the tension all the way, so I'm gonna make sure that screw stays in there, so I put it down a little bit. So we're gonna have to do some other work. I do not recommend you do this. I've done it for a long time, so you got to know where this arm goes, or just replace the arm if you don't. If it's bent, I would just replace it if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so the tension's nice and loose. That's good. So I gotta bend it just a little more. Wasn't bent enough, sorry guys. You don't want to over bend them, because then your blade's gonna stick way out and it isn't gonna cut right. That's why I only move them a little bit, just to make sure. go, there's 2 down, 1 more to go. Okay, so I can see the ears don't even come out of the housing, so I might as well just go ahead and bend them a little bit. So if it hits the blade, it usually bends these, or it can pop the insert out of the case, so it's best just to check both of them. This blade right to the end. Alright. Guys, so now yeah, that's too loose. So if the tension's too loose, it'll just suck hair into the middle of these the 2 blades instead of cutting them. So and if the tension's too tight, your blade won't move very good, or it could get really hot. So you want to be just perfect. You want 2 pounds of pressure, and that's not very much. So. Okay, here we go. That tells me there's not enough tension. So we're gonna have to take this one back apart. Okay, so now I notice there isn't enough tension, but this is all the way at the bottom of the blade. So it needs to be up top more to push these teeth together. So I'm gonna loosen this. Now if your fork is bent, just go ahead and replace it, because you don't know how it's supposed to go. See, so it should be sitting right there, but that means that the tension's too loose. It's not even touching the blade. So what I gotta do is I gotta move this up more. So either you could loosen those, which that usually doesn't help and it makes more trouble, or bend this up a little bit and then bend this forward up here. See? So now it's even higher, but now I can lower this. And then it should, hopefully it goes right into the middle of the blade. Yeah, see? So now we're right in the middle. We got good hard tension. That's good. I mean, good tension, not hard. Good enough. Okay, so this arm got bent also. So now it's gonna be a lot harder. Okay. So I'm gonna tighten the tension one more time just to make sure, and if it isn't the tension this time because it's pretty tight, it's gonna be because this arm is too close to the field and it's hitting when it's vibrating. But you don't want to move that because you want it as close as it can get for your full power. So yeah, it is hitting. So, okay. And if you drop it and it isn't moving at all, most of the time it's because the field falls off its case. So what you do is you take a flathead screwdriver and you stick it in between here, right here, and you pry this field together. Okay, but that's not the problem. So I'll have to take it apart, or loosen this arm back here. Just loosen the 2 screws, take some pliers. Oh, it's already loose, so that's the problem. So, put it about right there. I know it's I can't really explain it anymore. It's just got to be about 1/4 of an inch space. That's all I can say. I'm at 1/4 of an inch. Here we go. Hopefully this thing sounds like quiet. Okay, so we're almost done. See that? That sounds better. Yay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just back it off a hair. That's good. Okay, we fixed it. Yay! Put it back together. Yay! I'm gonna go ahead and stick some electrical tape on here because I don't like how unsafe these are. I used to work on lamps. Basically, they're a wire that plugs straight up into a light bulb. Not very safe at all. But I guess that's okay because people buy them. Okay, so what I do sometimes is if I don't trust the wires, I just to make sure I don't want anyone to get shocked. Okay, and if you notice it's underneath there, that's good. So you can put his hair guard back on if he wants. So there it is. If I tighten this up. Okay, if you ever tighten this screw and then your blade stops, that means because this arm is hitting the hair guard, or well, yeah, that's the only option. Make sure it cuts. It does. It's the last bit of hair I got. Go. Yay, we're done. Trying to get that cutting blade to cut in the middle here. See, so that travels to each side of the blade perfectly. Perfect. Alright, 2 thumbs up and pinky touch. There we go. 100% working. That's 100% acceptable, and that's 100% well done. Have a good day, guys. Keep it sharp, keep it running. 110% this time.